Cheng Li-wen elected KMT chairman. Taiwan lawmakers debate stricter fraud penalties. Taroko Park expands closure over low-level landslide lake. Priceless jewels stolen in daring Louvre heist. Millions protest Trump's policies across U.S. cities. Spanish town bans black cat adoptions during Halloween. Emirates cargo plane skids off runway in Hong Kong. Protein powders and shakes contain unsafe levels of lead.
Hello, I'm Helen. Thank you for joining us on FUNDAY News. It is Monday, October 20th. Happy Diwali, and here are your top stories. In local news,郑Li-wen was elected KMT chairman and received a congratulatory message from Chinese President Xi Jinping. Zheng thanked Xi and said both sides of the Taiwan Strait share Chinese heritage. She called for stronger cross-strait cooperation under the 1992 consensus, opposing Taiwan independence to promote peace, stability, and welfare. Taiwan lawmakers debate tougher fraud penalties following Singapore's plan to introduce caning for scammers. KMT's Hong Mong Kai supports stricter measures to deter crime, citing widespread losses of life savings, while DPP's Zhang Ruixiong opposes, warning it would violate human rights commitments under UN conventions. Taroko National Park closed largely areas after a landslide-created lake appeared at Swallow Grotto, despite the lake being only 300 meters above sea level. Writer Xue Yang criticized the closure of unrelated high-altitude zones, calling it excessive. The Interior Ministry said safety concerns, unstable routes, and potential rockfall justify the precautionary measures. And in global news, a major art theft has struck the Louvre Museum in Paris. On Sunday morning, a group of professional thieves broke into the museum using power tools and stolen several priceless jewels from its Apollo gallery. Officials said the operation was swift and highly organized, lasting only 7 minutes. The Louvre was immediately evacuated and closed for the day as police launched an investigation to track down the suspects and recover the stolen treasures.
Investigators say the thieves entered through an area under renovation, using a truck and a goods lift to reach the gallery. They smashed 2 glass display cases containing historic crowns and royal jewelry before escaping. Interior Minister Laurent Nunez said surveillance footage is being analyzed and police are tracing the suspect's getaway route. One stolen item was later found outside the museum. Culture Minister Rachida Dati confirmed there were no injuries and praised staff for their quick response. The Paris prosecutor has opened a formal inquiry into the high-profile theft.
Massive No Kings protests have swept across major U.S. cities, with millions rallying against President Donald Trump's policies. Demonstrators filled streets from New York to Los Angeles, chanting slogans defending democracy and accusing Trump of overstepping presidential powers. Despite concerns about unrest, officials reported peaceful gatherings. The president has dismissed comparisons to authoritarian leaders, saying his actions are meant to restore order and rebuild the nation.
Organizers said nearly 7 million people joined nationwide rallies condemning what they see as Trump's expansion of executive authority. Protesters carried signs reading, "Democracy, not monarchy," and "The Constitution is not optional." In New York, over 100,000 marched peacefully through all 5 boroughs, with no arrests reported. Critics accuse Trump of undermining democratic institutions, citing his use of executive orders and deployment of National Guard troops without state approval. Trump responded in a Fox News interview, denying he seeks royal power, saying, "I'm not a king." The protests remained largely calm nationwide.
In Spain, the town of Terrassa in Catalonia has temporarily banned black cat adoptions from October 6 to November 10th to protect them from possible harm during Halloween. Local officials said adoption requests for black cats usually rise during the spooky season, and the measure aimed to prevent people from adopting them for decorations, pranks, or ritual. Authorities stress that the ban is temporary and purely precautionary, intended to ensure animal welfare and prevent impulsive or symbolic adoptions linked to the holiday.
Terrace's City Council announced that all adoption and fostering requests for black cats will be suspended until November 10th. The move follows warnings from animal welfare groups about possible mistreatment or ritual use of the animals during Halloween. Deputy Mayor Noel Duque explained that while there have been no reports of cruelty in Terrace, similar cases have happened elsewhere. The ban is meant to discourage impulsive or trendy adoptions, which can lead to neglect after the holiday. According to local authorities, Terrace is home to over 9,800 cats, with around 100 in shelters, including 12 black ones. Normal adoption services will resume after Halloween.
An Emirates Boeing 747 cargo plane skid off the runway and landed in the sea at Hong Kong International Airport early Monday. 2 ground staff in the fuel truck were killed, while all 4 crew members on board were rescued and hospitalized. The flight had come from Dubai. Airport authorities launched immediate rescue operations and closed the north runway as investigations continue into the accident.
Hong Kong police said the crash occurred around 4 a.m. when an Emirates Boeing 747 cargo plane veered off the runway and went into the sea. 2 airport workers, who were in a petrol car that fell off the runway at the same time, died, one at the scene and the other later at a hospital. Officials suspect the plane struck the vehicle during the incident. All 4 crew members on board were rescued and are receiving medical treatment. Airport Authority Hong Kong said emergency teams were immediately dispatched, and the airport emergency center was activated. The airport's north runway remains closed as authorities investigate the cause.
A new investigation by Consumer Reports found that more than 2/3 of 23 tested protein powders and shakes contain more lead per serving than experts consider safe to consume in a day, with some exceeding that limit by over 10 times. Despite the booming popularity of protein supplements over the past 15 years, the findings show that contamination from toxic heavy metals like lead remains widespread. Plant-based protein powders were the most contaminated.
2 plant-based powders contained lead levels between 1,200 and 1,600% of CR's safety threshold of 0.5 micrograms per day. While the lead concentrations aren't immediately life-threatening, long-term exposure may pose health risks, especially since most people already consume enough protein without supplements. Medical professionals caution that the perceived benefits of protein supplements often don't outweigh the potential dangers. They also emphasize that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, FDA, does not regulate or test supplements before they reach the market, leaving consumers largely unprotected from unsafe contamination levels.
The answer for last Friday was speed bargaining. The workers are bargaining for better working conditions. Did you answer correctly? Now let's delve into today's news. Priceless jewels stolen in daring Louvre heist. Number 1. Heist. Cheng. The movie is about a daring jewelry heist in Paris. Number 2. Evacuate. 疏散,撤离. The school evacuated all students after the fire alarm went off. Number 3. Renovation. 翻修,整修. The hotel closed for renovations and will reopen next year. Next, we have a multiple choice question for everyone to practice. Which answer would you choose? You can write your answer in the comment section. The correct answer will be announced tomorrow. Over 1 billion Hindus, Sikhs, and Buddhists worldwide celebrate Diwali, the festival of lights, symbolizing the victory of light over darkness and good over evil. Originating from Sanskrit word Deepavali, meaning Road of Lights, the festival is marked by lighting clay oil lamps, fireworks, and family gatherings. Celebrated widely in India, Nepal, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, and other countries with large South Asian diasporas. And that's all for today's FUNDAY News. Be sure to tune into FUNDAY News from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join FUNDAY for free. I'm Helen, your host. I'll see you next time.